Hi everyone, welcome to National Ethics and Values Episode 2. I am Obichukwu Azota, Managing Consultant, UGN Consulting Services. In our last episode, we looked at values and the importance of values in a society like our country, Nigeria. We said that values are the basic beliefs that an individual holds to be true, which informs his or her decision regarding what is good or bad, right or wrong, more important or less important. We also said that the values of the society are the shared values of its people. In this episode, we'll be looking at the values of our country, Nigeria, as derived from the second chapter of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These values are accountability, equality, freedom, faith and progress, justice, peace and unity, loyalty, law-abiding, preservation, respect for human dignity, and responsibility. These values are the value priorities of Nigeria, which should inform the actions of every citizen at all levels, whether at the government level, the individual level, or the corporate level. These values are the minimum values required of every Nigerian citizen and resident. And these values are so important in national building, national redemption and engineering, because they impact directly to our macro and microeconomic indices. We'll go ahead to look at two of these values. We'll be discussing accountability and responsibility. We'll start with responsibility. What is responsibility? Responsibility is the ability to act correctly and to make good judgments. Responsibility also means having a sense of duty. As a citizen, we have a duty to our fellow citizens and a duty to the nation and to the government. As a government, the government has a duty to the people and to the nation. The duties of the citizens are clearly stated in the second chapter of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. But the national pledge captures the duties of the citizen in a nutshell. And for easy reference, just recite the national pledge and you will know your duty as a Nigerian citizen. The duties of the government are also clearly stated in the 1999 Constitution. And primarily, the duties of government is security and welfare of the people. Then accountability. What is accountability? Accountability is being responsible for your actions and being able to give a satisfactory reason for it. Accountability means taking responsibility, taking full ownership of your actions and its consequences. See, accountability takes responsibility to a higher level. You don't stop only at the action, it looks at the consequences of your action. Because our actions always have consequences, and both our actions and consequences affect our fellow citizens or anybody around us. Accountability also means being answerable to someone. As a citizen, you are answerable to the government and to your fellow citizens, and the government is answerable to the people. Ultimately, we all are answerable to God, because the Bible said we all will give an account of ourselves to God. So we see that accountability and responsibility is so key, because it determines the outcomes of any nation, of any society, and also the going concern of any nation, of any society. That's why accountability and responsibility are well embedded in the system and structures of any country. You have the police force. The police force is there to help the government get the people accountable. We have the media. The media is an agent of accountability for of the people towards the government. We have the pressure groups. The pressure groups are there to help to hold the government responsible and accountable. You have the judiciary. The judiciary is an agent of accountability both for the people and for the government. You have the National Assembly. National Assembly is a representative of the people, and they are there to hold the government accountable. So you see that it is so important in any nation and in any society. Accountability and responsibility helps to make for effective and efficient operations or actions. When your actions are, when you are accountable, when you are responsible, when you have it at the back of your mind, it already puts you on a check before you act, because you know, oh, I'm going to be held responsible. I'm going to account for my actions. Therefore, I'm going to act correctly. I'm going to do the right thing. So your actions or your operations are going to be effective and efficient because you're already doing the right thing at the first time, and doing it right the first time. So it makes for effectiveness and efficiency. Accountability and responsibility also makes for better planning, control, and management. Like I said, responsibility is the ability to act correctly. So, and accountability is being ready to answer, being answerable to someone. So you know that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to answer. I might answer to someone, I might be asked to give an account. So I'm going to plan. Responsibility looks at the short term. Accountability looks at both short term and long term. So I'm going to plan my actions and its consequences in the long term. So it's going to make for better planning. I'm going to plan so that so that the right thing will be done and the outcomes will be favorable outcomes. Then I'm going to go ahead to control my plan. I'm going to go ahead and control my plan to make sure that my plans and the actual are what is playing out, because I am responsible and I'm going to give an account. And then it takes it a step further. I'm going to, after the action and its consequence, I'm going to review my actions and manage my actions to make sure that I do it right. So accountability makes for good, better planning, better control, and better management. And this translates to micro and macroeconomic indices, like using the government spending as an example. If we imbibe this value of accountability and responsibility in government spending, I'm telling you, we will not be having the need for an additional borrowing at this time in our country, because every civil servant, anyone and every citizen, if you have at the back of your mind, I'm responsible, I have to act right, and I'm going to answer to my fellow citizen and to the nation and to God, you do the right thing, you plan, you make a good plan, and then you think of the consequences of your planned actions. Are they going to be right, not just in the short term, but in the long term? And so it's going to reduce the government spending. You see that the government spending will not be as bogus as it is right now. And this is as a result of irresponsible and, in quotes, as a result of poor accountability. Things are just being done without considering the consequences. So this borrowing, have we considered the value? Have we used the value of responsibility and accountability in deciding whether we actually need to borrow? Is it responsible? Is it good judgment? Can I take full ownership of the outcome? So that's it. That's how it plays out. These values help us in making good decisions. Also, accountability and responsibility makes for continuous improvement, and that is sustainability of any society or any nation. Where accountability and responsibility plays out in a nation, you will see that you will see continuous improvement in that nation. You see progress being made in that nation year in, year out. But where accountability and responsibility are not at work, do not reflect, you will see continuous deterioration. So accountability is very key for continuous improvement. So what is the way forward? How can we make sure that these values of accountability and responsibility are prioritized and at work in our nation? As an individual, I have to make sure that whatever actions I'm going to take, I'm having it at the back of my mind that I'm going to give an account of what I'm about to do. So it will put me on a check to do the right thing. Again, one of the reasons why accountability and responsibility are not so much at play in our country and cannot be seen by the outcomes that we are seeing in our country is because of poor consequence management. When the consequences of actions, both at the individual level, corporate level, or government level, are not well managed, it will make for irresponsibility and poor accountability in the people. When when actions are irresponsible, it will make for adverse outcomes. And this irresponsible action must be discouraged through disciplinary actions. So when there's a failure to apply disciplinary actions for any responsible action, then accountability and responsibility cannot be at play. It will be discouraged. When actions are responsible, they make for positive outcomes. And when the positive outcomes are not rewarded, it also hampers accountability and responsibility. So consequence management is key. If we all at our different levels can improve on this consequence management, it will make for more accountability, where people are held accountable. And not only being held accountable, something is done about what they have done. If your outcomes are negative, then you have to face the consequences. And that consequence has to be enforced. And if the consequences are right, you have to get rewarded. So these are the things that can help us build and maintain this value of these values of accountability and responsibility. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video. This video has been put together for the love of country. And for the love of country, we implore you to please share these videos so that we all can help to make sure that these values of accountability and responsibility are imbibed in our nation. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we all must give an account of ourselves to God. God bless Nigeria.